Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining into this webinar during the live markets, and I believe we'll be learning a lot about MACD indicator, and we have expert with us, Mr. Adit Shah, who has been an independent trader and has been practicing trading with especially specializing in risk management. So today we are here to understand an interesting strategy on MACD double crossover strategy. And the reason we love it very much is because it is highly risk managed and it doesn't have a lot of downsizing. As you could see, the first slide Mr. Adit Shah is presenting is a quote on risk management, and it's a quote on risk management itself. So without any further ado, I would be asking Adit Shah to introduce himself and actually come into the webinar and actually start. So Adit, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, yes. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, Adit, you're audible.
Yes. Thank you, Yash. The screen that I have put in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, I came across it many years ago. It was an article written by Mr. Jesse Livermore. He's one of the greatest traders who has ever lived in our century. I have never revisited that article in my life again. But this one statement, okay, it has stayed with me for a very long time. Take care of your downside, and the upside will take care of its own. Okay, I absolutely live by this statement. You'll see that as Yash has already mentioned, I specialize in risk-averse strategies, which you shall see in the future in the following slides as well. My own introduction. So I have been around people who have been in markets for a very long time. I have been interested in learning about the markets. I have been very curious about the markets rather than the money that it has to offer. Okay. I have understood that over the period of time, in order to beat the vast majority of the players in the market, you need a proper risk management system in place. You need capital preservation approaches. That is the reason why today I'll be presenting to you a strategy that has very little downside. Okay. As traders, the stop loss that we usually buy is 4% a day. You should not lose more than 4% of your capital a day. So, but what I have come up with, okay, it takes it to the next level. I have just come up with 3%. Okay, this strategy can lose the maximum 3% of your capital in a day. And if for any seasoned trader that is here, you will understand that that is a very big accomplishment, very difficult to accomplish. So let me take you through it first. Talking about the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, it was founded by Mr. Gerald Appel in the year 1979. The 1970s were the years when the Wall Street it started booming. The subprime mortgage, the concept of subprime mortgage, it came into system. They made trillions, and everybody wanted to be in the Wall Street. Mr. Apple is one of those persons himself. Okay, he's a doctor by profession, specializing in mathematics and biology. He came up with the concept of MACD, which has been approved and followed for the past 40 years now. So that itself proves the magnitude of the power that this one concept brings to the table. This is what my strategy has generated. Okay, it has been created with the assistance and guidance and of many experts, be it CFPs, charter market technicians, financial analysts. All of them combined, we have created this one strategy. Okay, the past year it has given a 63% upside, and that is not the most impressive part. The most impressive here would be a 6.4% downside. Okay, so the worst investor has lost in this strategy is 6% of his capital, and as traders we know that 6% is genuinely very impressive. So talking about the MACD, okay, I specialize that personally. Traders they swear by a few indicators. It can be the Bollinger Bands, it can be the RSI. I personally swear by the moving averages, be it exponential moving average or the simple moving averages. And hence I'm bringing you the MACD today. It can be applied in a plethora of different markets, be it the futures or options or equities, forex or commodity markets. It doesn't matter. You name the market, this works. Even if it's the crypto market, it still works, and it has proved itself on multiple occasions, as we'll see going forward. The components that make MACD. So there are four components that come together to create the indicator that we see today. I'll be explaining that in the live markets in some time. That would be the MACD line. It is nothing but the difference of two exponential moving averages, not very difficult to understand. The signal line, it is something that it is also a moving average. I personally prefer the 9 unit moving average. The zero line would be nothing. You'll understand it in some time. It is the base line which determines the the sentiments of the market, and the histogram is nothing but the difference between the MACD line and the signal line. Very simple components. It's not that difficult to understand. The application of MACD, we'll see that going forward on the live markets, as we are all aware. Today is the Tuesday and it's just 11 o'clock. The markets are running right now. So keeping that in mind, I won't take a lot of your time as well. So here it is, the live markets that we just talked about. Okay. So as you can see, this is the chart for Adani Ports. Okay, there's a 60-minute candlestick. It goes back to the last 10 working sessions. That would be from today to the 15th of this month, last month. So here I have removed all the other indicators except for the bands and the MACD components. So as you can see, the blue line here is the MACD line. Okay, it is the difference of the 26-day moving average and the 15-day or the long term on the short term moving average. The 9 is the exponential moving average or the signal line, as we just mentioned before. It is the 9-day exponential moving average. The divergence is nothing but the difference between the MACD and the exponential moving average. That is MACD line and the signal line. Very simple to understand. The power of simplicity is absolutely shown here. The triggers. Now I'll talk about the triggers, how the system actually takes the trade. Okay, when the signal line, it crosses the uh, signal line and the CD line, when they cross over each other, that's when the system knows to take the trades. So example would be, this would be a perfect example. I hope you can see on the 23rd of this month, the MACD line, it crossed the signal line from below to above. Okay, that would have been a trade. That would have been a signal for the trade that the system had to buy at that point of time. And we would have seen during the entire day of 23rd November, it would have been a good profit had we entered the system here, had we entered the trade here. My apologies. Similarly, on 26th of November, okay, the system would have given the trades to exit. Okay, it would have given the trades to sell. As you can see here, the MACD, the blue line, is crossing the signal line, the pink line from above. That would have been a signal to sell, and that's what the system would have done. You would have made good profits that day. As you know, shorting the market was the way to go. It fell from 754 to 715, 40 rupees in a day, and you have made most of it as the trade came early that morning. Similarly, this goes back to as many days as you want. It is a very well proven method. Your stop losses are limited, as I said, 2.5% maximum loss in a day. Your targets, okay, is they can be changed as you want. Your triggers, your appetite, your risk appetite, and your target appetites, it depends on you. So it is a very impressive strategy that we have come across. It has taken us months to code it and perfectly specialize it. You can change the candlesticks according to your wish. We have taken the 1 hour candlestick. You can make it 15, 10, depends on you as well. The best part of this strategy is it works for any cash instrument, any script you name. Okay, the factors they remain the same. Your losses they are very well managed. Your targets very impressive for for cash trades. I admit the system does not take trades every day, because the hourly candles, yeah, it takes some time to cross over one another. So the system won't take trades every day, but when it does, they are well managed, they are well guided, and your losses they become minimal. So in the longer run, it is a very viable situation. It is a very viable strategy to be in, and I understand most of you are here with Alice Blue. So I have developed this strategy particularly for Alice Blue's clients. So you have an edge to that as well. Most people cannot use it, okay, because it's restricted and made specifically for you guys. So I'll take you over to the back testing results that we had just mentioned. Yes, as you can see, the red candles here are the days the system has made a loss. Okay, and most days you can see it's minimal. It's absolutely nothing. It's less than 500 rupees on the worst day. While your targets they can be twice as much. They have been twice as much. They have been 1,000 rupees on quite a few occasions. Yes, as you can see here, the losses are very well managed. That was the whole intention behind us creating this strategy, and I believe we have succeeded in doing that. Now, coming to a point of whom exactly does this strategy suit? It's not suitable for every individual. You can already see that. This comes for a specific target audience. Okay, those who wish to diversify in the cash segments from the FNO segments. Those have, uh, uh, the premium marketplace in AlgoBulls, it has very impressive strategies, risk managed strategies, but they're all for option trading. So for cash, they do not have that many, well thought out, well planned strategies. This is a part of a small group of strategy that just does wonders in the market whenever it takes an order. So those who wish to trade in the cash segment and have low and very low to medium risk appetites, 2% a day, three times is 6% of your capital. Actually, it is 5.4% of your capital. But in the markets, most technicians would agree with me that 5 to 6% in a few days' time is not at all bad. The upside is quite large as compared to the downside. That is what was the that is what we all worked towards creating. uh, and So the days the markets are more volatile, you'll see the indicators they're hitting more. The more trades would be taken on those days. So for as I mentioned, this strategy can be created in any segment. I mean any instrument in the cash segment. So uh, some scripts they have more volatility on some days as compared to others. You can very well trade in those scripts using the MACD crossover. All you have to do is in the morning you just have to change the script, the instrument, to the instrument that you want, and on those particular days in those stocks, the trades will be quite beneficial to you. So a lot of us we have our money stuck up in option trading. Those who trade the algorithmic tradings, and those of us who do that. So cash is a very good cash segment is a very good alternative for disinvestment from the options market. You can target the equities market with suitable returns and impressive returns and low risk appetite. So this is the question every trader should ask himself. I ask myself every day. Most traders I know they do the same thing. What is more important at the moment? Is the risk worthy of the return that we are generating? a 3% risk for a 60% upside is very impressive in my dictionary. Okay, and it depends on you to follow more of to subscribe to this strategy and manage and allow it to manage your risk appetites. So coming to the final topic that I was asked to talk about here. Okay, so that would be the packages for most of you guys. Okay, the packages from what I mean. Let me show. Okay, so all of you here are from AlgoBulls platform. I have come to understand that, and so you already understand. Okay, you have to pay them every month a subscription fee every month to keep your account going. The premium and the HNI retail price, it goes for 8,550 per month. That would come down to 1,02,600 every year. Impressive, not a very big sum, but still quite massive as compared to the profits that it will eat into. While the packages which allow you to back test real time trading, paper trading, okay, that goes for 12,980. That is 13,000 per se. So that comes down to 1,55,760 every year. Have come up with a solution to help most traders, okay, algo traders, to develop that discipline they need to be in the markets, along with generating rather larger sums of money. So the package that I have come up with, okay, is this. At the beginning of the year, whenever a contract we sign between the customer and myself, they pay me 67,500 one time, and that sum I'll use that to manage and recharge your accounts for the rest of the year. So for 67,500, you will get the benefits of worth rupees 1,02,600 that the other clients, those who are not registered with me, they shall not receive. That is a benefit of 35%. And at the end of the year, you would have saved yourself around 35,000. Following the same strategy, the same concept, the same funda, it goes towards the second plan that I had developed. That is this for the HNI marketplace, along with the back testing, paper trading, and real trading options. Similar, they also you will save 55,000 per year here, and which in itself is a very sum. Considering that it would be added to your revenues. Uh, yes, I believe you also use a plan that goes for 12,980, and the similar plan. Okay, so this has been developed for those for those serious traders and for those who are amateurs, who are the new entrants in the market. I have come up with this for one particular reason and one particular reason only, to create that discipline. 67,500 would be non-refundable. In order to take the benefit of that sum that you have given to me, you have to trade no matter what. You cannot exit it for less than 1 year, which is quite an accomplishment. Believing that in 1 year, almost there are guarantees that you won't lose yourself money. So everybody goes home happier. Yes, I'll hand it over to you now.
Thank you, Adat, for such an insightful session. And I've been knowing Adat since almost a year or couple of years now, and I've seen Adat trading in the markets, and his main motto in the market was to keep the capital as safe as possible. That the losses shouldn't be greater than the profit, and that's what I like the best part about the strategy with respect to Adat's strategy, either in the cash segment or in the option segment too. So without any further ado, I would like to take you through. I would like to take you through actually Adit's strategy with the backtesting report. I know all of you have questions with respect to what's the investment and how the strategy works and etc. And how do I execute trade with the strategy? So I'll be clearing all the questions now in the demo section, where I'll be showing you that how you can actually make the full use of the strategy with how you can actually make full use of the strategy and actually generate alphas from the strategy. So I believe my screen is visible and I'll be taking you to the platform. So I'm Yash Srivastava and I'm from the AlgoBulls team, and I lead the partnership and operations end. So we people have developed this platform where we people automate your trading experience seamlessly with the power of algorithmic trading or AI trading. And we have been in the markets for past couple of years by becoming one of India's largest marketplace with 150 plus strategies live on our marketplace, connected to 5 different exchanges and 27 plus brokers, where Alice Blue has been our one of our prime partners. Apart from that, what brings you more credibility on the platform when the platform powers you to give the trades on NSE, it gives you power to take the trades on BSE, it gives you the power to take the trades on MCX2, which is like the strategies on the commodity futures and etc. And we are currently under the beta testing mode of Nasdaq and NYSE, and will soon be live with Nasdaq and international investment too. Apart from that, when we people talk about algorithmic trading, right, all of us have this question that, okay, if I want to get into algorithmic trading, how do I actually find the best algo trading platform? Okay, I don't have a right strategy to place in the market, or I don't know about the markets, I don't know how MACD indicator works, I don't know how Bollinger Bands work. How do I automate the trade if I know all the market knowledge? How do I connect to different brokers? How do I connect to exchanges? How do I know from where am I going to get the data, and from where am I going to run the strategy? So there are so many questions when you hear about algorithmic trading, and literally not everybody has that much clue on how do you automate and the coding part and etc. So what we people have done in AlgoBulls is we people have created a stress-free trading solution which is end-to-end automated by providing you ready-to-use market strategies by experts like Adit Shah, who has been there in the market with almost a year of experience, connected to 27 plus brokers and 3 major exchanges in India. So this is where we people are creating a stress-free trading solution where not only where you are generating alphas by not actively trading in the market, but passively trading in the market and monitoring your trades. Apart from that, I've been talking a lot about marketplace and actually talking a lot about marketplace. So now how about I show you what our marketplace looks like. So this is how you can access our marketplaces by typing aliceblue.algobulls.com. So the moment you enter into the link, it is going to take you through the login page. Yeah, so the moment you want to explore the marketplace at aliceblue.algobulls.com, it is going to take you through the login page. Yeah, so it is going to take you through the login page from wherein I'll be signing out because I would need to show you guys how you can log into the marketplace. Yeah, so once you guys type aliceblue.algobulls.com, this is the page which is going to pop up in front of you, which shows you, okay, you can either log in with your registered mobile number or the password, or since you guys are Alice Blue users, you can directly click on sign in with Alice Blue, click your type your client ID, type your password, and click on sign in, and this would automatically take you onto the page of AlgoBulls. Since I already have an ID, I would be logging in directly. And this is the dashboard which actually represents me end-to-end thing, that what my trading activities has been running for the month, and what is the PNL generated, and what was the trading volume I have been trading with. So in this account, I've been trading in 2 strategies on smart option buy, harmonic patterns, and it has given me trades on 2 days. One day trading volume was of around 1677 rupees, and the other day trading volume was of 47,000 rupees. And in both the days, it shows me what's the net PNL I've generated, what was the volume I've been trading with, what is the PNL, in terms of negative, what I have generated the PNL, and what was the AlgoBulls money usage on the daily basis. Apart from that, now I would like to take you through our marketplace, which I have been talking a lot about. And our marketplace is divided into 3 segments: retail, premium, and HNI segment. So in the retail segment, we people have strategies related to cash intraday strategies. Like you could find this strategy on HEG, you could find different strategies on Tata Motor Future, you could find strategies on Aisha Motor Future, Sale, and etc. Wherein these are cash intraday strategies which help you generate short-term alpha in the cash market with the minimal risk and minimal capital requirement. Apart from that, we people have a premium marketplace wherein you can generate alphas in the option trading and index option trading. So option trading has been one of the key attraction to almost all the retail traders across any segment. So in a premium segment, we people have all the option buying strategies which actually generate alpha, but these are considerably with higher risk with a lot of downsizing risk, because option trading, as we guys know, the premium erodes within seconds, and it also increases within minutes. Apart from that, we also have an HNI segment which has mostly option selling strategies, future selling strategies, and straddle strategies, which require much higher capital as well as have higher risk appetite, because the strategies are more towards option selling and more towards option writing strategies. So this has a higher risk as well as higher rewards, but it also comes in with it also comes in with a larger capital requirement too. I would like to take you guys through Aditya's strategy, which is on MACD double cross on Adani ports with Aditya, which Adit was showing and which Adit was showing on his presentation, and he was actually explaining the MACD indicator. So this is the strategy. So this is Aditya strategy listed on our retail marketplace. And you could find the strategy with the name of Aditya, and the strategy's name is MACD indicator, as you could see it onto the strategy, as you could see it on the strategy parameter section. Apart from that, few of you had question like, what's the minimum capital required for this strategy? So you can start trading in the strategy with around 16,000 rupees by purchasing around 45 or 46 quantities of the strategy. Apart from that, talking about the transaction charges, so if you have an active plan, with AlgoBulls, this transaction charges won't be charged to you, and the recommended duration which we people would recommend you to take trades on the strategy would be approximately 180 days. Talking about furthermore detail about the strategy runs on National Stock Exchange, segment is NSE intraday, and the instrument is on Adani Ports intraday. The candle interval the strategy is running is on 1 hour, which is 60 minutes candles, and the type of the strategy is on intraday basis, and the strategy starts around 9:15 and it's entered around 3:15. The target for the strategy is 5% and the stop loss is 0.5, with Adit was mentioning that this strategy generates the minimal risk and the trailing stop loss is of 1%. The parameters on the basis of which the strategy is based out as to maintain 100% transparency. Adit has made the parameters public to everyone, that on what basis the strategy runs in and on what parameters is your capital safe. Apart from that, onto the more detailed section, you would find a detailed thesis or report written by Adil, that on what basis the strategy has been written, what are the parameters you can tweak, what are the parameters you want which you can't take, on what basis the sell entry is taken, and on what basis the buy entry is taken. So Adit has given a brief thesis on the strategy, which gives you end-to-end explanation and maintained 100% transparency with the audience, on 100% transparency with the subscribers of the strategy, that on what basis the strategy could be used and on which all instruments the strategy could be used. Apart from that, all of us have a question that, how do I trust this strategy? Can I see something what this strategy has done in the past? Like in mutual fund, we people call that a fact sheet. The same way in algorithmic trading, we call this a backtesting report, which is almost an end-to-end report or a fact sheet or end-to-end thing of a strategy, that how the strategy has been performing. So the strategy, starting with 16,000 rupees over like almost running for a year, has generated approximately 10,000 and 10,203 rupees, which is from 16,000 you have generated an ROI of 10,000 rupees, which is a 63.77% of ROI till yesterday. And the maximum drawdown the strategy has had was of minus 6.46%. And talking about the number of trades the strategy has taken in this 365 days were 136 trade, where number of winning trades were around 66 and number of lost trades were around 73, and the hit ratio of the strategy was around 47. And average trade the strategy takes per day is of around 2, and number of long trades and short trades are approximately squared off to 70. The maximum gain the strategy has generated over the period in this 365 days was around 1318.5, which is over the period of 365 on 45 quantity, and the maximum loss the strategy has generated is of 501 rupees, which was over the period of 365 days on 45 quantities. The average trading profit in a day basis, the average trading profit in a day basis was around 322, and the average losses was around 151. Now let's talk about the returns. What has the strategy generated over this period? So over the period of 365 days, the strategy has given you approximately 63.77% return, and in the last 30 days, it has given you a negative return. And last 3 days, since the market was very volatile, the strategy has managed to generate a 1.60% return with the minimal risk involved. That's the best part about the strategy, that it has the minimal risk involved. And to maintain even more further transparency, the strategy also shows you what kind of trades have been taken on what basis. So the last trade the strategy took was on 23rd of November. It bought at 45 at 724 rupees and it sold at 729. So you could see the PNL of the strategy was 250 rupees plus. Previously on 16, it took a buy call and it took a sell at a low and it squared off at a 105 rupees. So this is how transparent this is how transparency is maintained with the 45 quantity. The strategy has generated both profit as well as losses on the intraday trades, which could actually show you how well the strategy's risk is managed, and how how the strategy has been generating better returns than intraday traders on daily basis. Apart from that, to know more about the strategy or to know more about the trade book, because we guys can't go and see 365 days ka trade book on day-to-day basis. So what we have done is we people bring in an insight section which gives you end-to-end information and end-to-end report on how much the strategy has been generating over this 365 days. So here is a very beautiful graphical representation on showing the P&L, that what's the average profit the strategy has generated and what's the average loss the strategy has generated on the daily basis. So the maximum profit the strategy has achieved was of 1,318 rupees for 45 quantities, and the maximum loss the strategy has given you is of 501.75 rupees on daily basis. Apart from that, if you want to see the PNL in percentage, over here it's a percentage format representation of PNL. You would want to see the ROI, that what's the ROI the strategy has generated. So you could see just few days it was 36 rupees down, and then post that the ROI just kept adding up, and post that the ROI has moved up to 10,207 rupees. Apart from that, it will also give you representation of ROI in percentage, and it is also going to show you the equity curve, that if you would have invested around 16,000 rupees in the start of the year, till today it would have been around 26,307 rupees. And this is how the strategy has been moving consistently and giving you the returns. And the best part about the strategy is the drawdown, that the strategy has faced very minimal drawdown. The strategy has faced a very minimal drawdown of 6.8%, which is the at max the capital which you're investing of 16,000 rupees, you would just lose the 6.8% of the strategy. Now I'll just show you how you can execute the strategy and actually bind it with your broker. So you just need to click on execute, and the strategy would be added to your portfolio. So as you could see, once the strategy is added to your portfolio, it might take some time to update. Yes. So as you could see, the strategy is added to my portfolio, and I would want to actually go and start the strategy. Apart from that, you guys could see the strategy code, the strategy name, the tags, and the source. Apart from that, you guys can also tweak this strategy on certain parameters like the start time, end time, strategy, instrument, what is the risk management you guys would be needing. The P&L tracker, you guys could see, you guys could set the profit desired ratio, like I would need a profit of 500 rupees, like I would need a profit of 500 rupees, and the risk appetite is of around 100 rupees. And you can make and you can simply save it where it is where on 2 lots the maximum profit you would get is of around 500 rupees. The trade would be squared off, and the loss would be of 100 rupees, and the loss would be of 100 rupees, which would automatically be squared off at stop loss. Apart from that, you just need to click on start, and the strategy would start. So like once you click on start, so there is a pop-up going to come in front of you, which is actually going to show you that okay, this is the risk appetite you have set, based on which you can generate the alphas. The maximum alpha you can touch is of around 500 rupees, and the maximum drawdown could be of around 100 rupees. And post that, once you confirm, the strategy would start. Apart from that, I have two other strategies started. So like once your strategy started, how do you track it? Firstly, you could track it on your broker's account. Firstly, you could track it on your Alice Blue account by directly getting into your Alice Blue account and seeing that is there any trade being taken or not. Or the second way is by seeing all this logs. So we people have this logs. Logs generated, we people have this logs generated, which show you okay on what basis the trade has been taken and on what basis the trade has been exited. We in this log you can actually see that is there any action taken, is there any entry taken, what was the risk appetite breached, and etc. And if the trade is taken, it would directly get into your client's account. So it would directly get into your broker's account, which means there is no manual intervention needed at all. You're just supposed to start the strategy, watch it. The algo system is automatically going to watch it. It is going to take the trades, and it is actually going to show you that it is actually going to square it off at profit or square it off at loss, whatever was desired at your risk profiling. Apart from that, we people have this question, okay, if I square the trade off in my broker account manually, will algo take a re-entry, or will algo again take a re-entry? So that's absolutely not. Like I'll just show you yesterday's trade. Like on yesterday's trade, I took the algo gave me a bank nifty ka buy call at 50 quantities, and the trade was entered at 507 rupees. So I manually squared up the trade at 570 rupees, and the algo did not take any entry about that. Neither the transactions were recorded over here. Apart from that, an algo neither took any other entry, because our system has been designed very smart. So if you manually square up any trade because your PNL, because your loss is already because the loss you want to book it at a previous price, or you know that the profit is not going to go above this. So if you manually book it, algo would stop after that, and it's not going to take any trade. You're going to find end-to-end information with respect to the PNL, with respect to the trade book, like on what basis the trades has been taken and the trade have been squared off. You would be getting end-to-end information on the fund book, like what was the funds used by AlgoBulls money, and etc. Apart from that, as Adit was explaining you about the plans, I'll just show you how you can bind your broker account by suppose if you weren't able to log in and directly bind your broker, you can again go out on settings and bind your broker from here. Apart from that, now talking about plans and wallets, to use this ready-to-made algorithmic trading strategies, we people have multiple plans for you. So our plans vary from retail, premium, and HNI segment. On our retail segment, we people have on our retail segment, if you want to access retail segment, we charge 2,500 rupees per month. To our premium and HNI segment, it can go up to 5,030 rupees, 8,050 rupees, and premium plus HNI with all the backtesting and paper trading report. You could find the plan at 12,890 rupees per month basis. So all this plan come in with a 30 days validity, exclusive for Alice Blue clients. Apart from that, Adit Shah is a prime partner with us as well as Alice Blue. So in case if you would be wanting to get in touch with Adit Shah with respect to his yearly plan, I'll be dropping in his website link. You can directly get in touch with him. I'll be dropping the website link of aliceblu.algobulls.com, from where you could be directly view all the strategies on our retail, premium, and HNI segment. And I'll be dropping Adit Shah's strategy link to over the chat section, so that you guys can view and access the strategies. Apart from that, if there is any other question with respect to the strategy, with respect to the platform, I'll be happy to answer all those questions. And we'll be opening up the Q&A section wherein we'll be answering all the questions with respect to the strategy, with respect to the platform.
Yes, I have received a few questions privately, so I'd be wanting to answer those questions as well. Somebody
Sure.
has asked me that is risk management really so important? Sir, it is. It definitely is very important. In order to be successful in the technicals in trading in the market, we must ensure that we survive, we live to fight another day. So losses for a day, they are fine. We should not overpush it at any given day. Okay, after we are certain that the markets will be here tomorrow. Okay, but it's questionary that we will be here or not. So risk management is very, very important. How much money can your strategy lose in a day on any given day? Okay. So as you have mentioned, the stop loss is 0.5%. Now we must keep it in mind that we trade in intraday. We trade on MIS. So the leverage we get is 5 times. So 0.5% of loss of one stock times 5. That gives you a maximum loss per day of 2.5%. So nothing more than that you can use in this particular strategy. What is the minimum time I should stay invested? Sir, I would suggest that you stay invested in this strategy for at least 6 months. Okay, as a general rule, this strategy wherein the maximum drawdown is quite low. If you can also be stayed in, you can stay invested for multiple years. You will not regret it. You have my word on that. Yes, these were the three questions that were addressed to me. You can take it forward.
Got it, got it. So yes, everyone, I'll be dropping in the link to get in touch with Aditya, get in touch with respect to his strategy, and get in touch with me if you have any of the strategies which you would want us to develop. So like with respect to our algorithmic trading platform, we people also enable you as a strategist to get your strategy developed with us, and as well as get it live on a marketplace. So suppose if you're a stock market expert, or if you're a stock market advisor, and if you have any strategies which you would want us to develop it for you and actually get it live, we can do that. You can drop me I've dropped in my details below over the chat section. You can drop me a text and I'll be happy to get in touch with you. And actually discuss our synergies further. Apart from that, to get to get to in fact to inquire about algo trading plans, you can again get in touch with me over my WhatsApp or over my cell number. And to know more about Aditya strategies and Aditya plans with respect to the yearly algo trading plan, you can directly get in touch with him by visiting his website. And I've dropped his website link over the chat section. Apart from that, if there is any further question with respect to the trading platform, with respect to the strategy, we would be happy to answer all those questions.
Yes, I have a very interesting question here. Could I share my screen? Okay.
Sure,
The
sure.
question is that what type of strategies are best in algorithmic trading software? Give me a second. Yes. So yes. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Aditya, your screen is visible.
It is, right. So I'll guide you through as Yash has already guided you through the plan, the marketplace, right. I'll provide you a sure way for beginners. Okay? So every strategy mentioned here has its own stop loss, okay, the returns and the maximum drawdown. Just give me a second. Let the screen load, and I'll take you forward from there. Yes. The strategy card, it gives you all the information that you need. For example, this strategy was created by AlgoBulls. 748 people use it. The profits of the day and the losses, okay, in the past month, they are shown here. And the thing I focus the most on is the risk. I would know because I own, I specialize in risk. So at any given point of time, okay, your maximum return would have been 300%. 1 lakh invested today would have become 4 lakhs 9,000. Okay. At the same time, 1 lakh invested on some particular day would have become around 58,000. Okay. So it's not just profits that you must keep in mind, but you should be able to take on the risk as well. Okay. I understand this because most risk averse strategies on this platform. Okay. I own them. I've created those strategies even in the premium marketplace. Yes. The first strategy you'll find here. Okay. The drawdown is what you should always look out for. And that is the way I go. Okay. That is what my philosophy. So whoever asked this question, sir, here is your answer. Thank you, Yash. You can continue as you plan.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I believe we have answered all the questions over the chat section and Q&A section. In case if there is any further question which would arise, you can directly get in touch with me. I've dropped in my contact number below along with my WhatsApp. So you can get in touch with me. I'll be happy to take it offline and actually discuss further with you. That there is a question with respect to your strategy. Does it create a trailing stop loss automatically?
So it depends on the broker itself. Alice Blue, yes, maybe. You can, you have to specialize it yourself. It does have a stop loss that is, as you mentioned, 0.5% at any given point of time. And not all brokers would give trailing stop loss in today's date, so it has to be seen from your end.
Yes, you are absolutely correct, Adit. With respect to the trailing stop loss, yes, mostly the trailing stop loss is set at 1%. In Alice Blue, yes, your trailing stop loss automatically gets increased. Apart from that, with respect to few different brokers, sometimes the trailing stop loss order doesn't work. So yeah, in terms of the MIS order, it doesn't work. So yeah, I think so. I think so. That could be clear. Yes, so thank you everyone for joining us in this webinar. I would like to thank Adit for joining us over this live market to actually give us such an insightful session on MACD indicator. And I would like to thank all the audience who have joined us on this webinar to actually understand and implement algo trading strategies. So with respect to anything, you can directly get in touch with me. I'll be happy to answer all those things. With respect to Aditya plan, I've dropped the chat section. And happy trading session for the day. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.